Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. XRP fireworks are going to be heading our way. It's just a matter of time as far as I'm concerned. I want to share with you in this latest Moon Lambo Hot Jam opinions from a number of chart analysts, and they continue to insist, way more likely than not, yes, the bottom indeed is in, and the best is yet to come for XRP and crypto markets in general. And it was interesting to me also that I saw a lot of the analysts that I follow on a regular, just legitimately daily basis, all talking about Ethereum out of nowhere. I don't always see that line up like this, but I did today, and I want to highlight that. And for good reason, because I don't talk about Ethereum too much on this channel, even though I am a holder of Ethereum. But there are implications for XRP specifically, which I want to talk about here. But a couple of the analysts were even talking about the same price point projection for Ethereum for this cycle. And if it's hit, I'll tell you what that means in terms of XRP price action potentially. But I do want to be clear at the outset, I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys talking about Ripple and XRP and crypto because it's a fun thing to do. I happen to have the same interest as you. How about that? And millions of people, actually. But unfortunately, I don't have family and friends in my real life that have anywhere near sufficient interest levels to engage on a regular basis on this topic. But at least you and I, we share the interest. So there's that, right? And as I record this, XRP is at 65 cents. Bitcoin is at 33,557 bucks. Market cap at 1.39 trillion, and Bitcoin dominance at 45%. So about the same as yesterday, frankly. Here's a tweet from somebody named Ryan, who tagged chart analyst Credible Crypto, one of my very favoritist chart analysts out in the wild. He's one of the, actually at this point, one of the better known ones. He's been growing like crazy this market cycle in terms of follower count on Twitter. You can see he's got 222,000 followers now. And so this guy named Ryan tagged Credible Crypto and wrote, "Where do you see Ethereum landing with this bull cycle?" And Credible Crypto responded quite simply, $10,000 plus. And look, if that sounds wild and unattainable to you, I sympathize. I can understand that. And maybe it won't hit it. I don't pretend to know. To me, though, it doesn't sound wacky. It seriously doesn't. But I'll tell you, any price that is way higher than the price of an asset is today, you kind of start to feel like that. Like, I felt like that before. I'm a human too, believe it or not. And so I have felt like that, but I think that doesn't mean anything. I do remind myself it doesn't actually mean anything. I mean, think about when XRP was half a penny. If you told somebody that it was one day going to be worth almost $4, they'd be like, "Oh, you shut up and get out that front door. I ain't nobody got no damn time for that." That would be the typical response. And think about Ethereum. I don't remember exactly how low it got during the bear market, but what, like 150-ish, maybe somewhere around there. I can't remember if it was a little higher or lower than that. But already this market cycle, it ran up to about $4,400. So if you said when we were at the bottom of the bear market, and Ethereum got down to whatever it was, 150, maybe it was like 128, I just can't remember. If you told somebody then that Ethereum was going to go to $4,400, they'd tell you, watch your goddamn mind, but it actually happened just several months or so ago. Or how long has it been? Within the last few months, whatever it's been. All of it's blurring together at this point. I don't know. But it did happen. And so the idea of it getting up to 10,000 this market cycle, I don't know if it's going to happen, but that does not sound wacky to me. And I think it depends really heavily on how high Bitcoin goes. Now, Credible Crypto anticipates that Bitcoin is going to be creeping over that $100,000 mark. And a lot of analysts do think that. And so if you're talking about Bitcoin getting up to $100,000, $150,000, if that actually happens, well, seeing Ethereum at $10,000, that doesn't sound too terribly wacky to me, because what would that be? Somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 trillion. I'm thinking, I'm running quick math in my head, so probably somewhere there about $1 trillion market cap for Ethereum. Well, if Bitcoin's way more than that, it wouldn't surprise me. And so the reason I think this is important for XRP is because I'm counting on humans to behave the same as they did last market cycle. Not that literally everything's going to be to a T exactly the same, but I don't think there's going to be anything dramatically different in terms of human behavior. Like the humans that were being ridiculous last market cycle, they still have the same DNA this market cycle, and there's going to be a whole lot of new humans that also have human DNA, and they're going to be doing ridiculous, stupid stuff, FOMOing in, panic selling, all this crap, and this is what I'm anticipating. And so money always starts in the crypto asset class with Bitcoin at the top. That's what leads the market. Money going into Bitcoin, and then when people want to take profits, it cycles into other coins. And yes, I do recognize once people get into crypto, they may put fresh money into other coins. Fine. But I'm just saying, in a general sense, money really does start at the top, and then it splinters off going into other coins, which is why you're not going to see, I believe, Bitcoin be supplanted in terms of market cap, at least this market cycle, though in the future it's certainly a possibility. I think. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's certainly within the realm of possibility. And so when you're talking about like where is Bitcoin going to go, where is Ethereum going to go? Well, Bitcoin, let's look at the past to try and figure out what might happen if history repeats itself. Bitcoin last market cycle got up to about $380 billion last market cycle. That's what Bitcoin got to. And Ethereum was about half that. And XRP was also about half that. And so think about that. Ethereum and XRP, they didn't peak at exactly the same time, nor would you necessarily expect them to, but they did have about the same height in terms of market cap. And so you might be wondering, okay, well, if that happens again, what does this mean? I mean, if Ethereum actually hits $10,000, what does that mean? Hell, actually, let's say this first. Because Ethereum, it already got up to about $500 billion in market cap. It already did at its all-time high this market cycle. Well, if XRP just hits that, and again, it did match XRP last market cycle, you're still looking at like a $10 or $11 XRP, just based on what has already happened. And I don't believe we're going into bear markets right now, so that's why I'm not, to be clear, not making a prediction, but I'd be surprised a bit if we didn't see at least $10 XRP, but I don't know for sure. I admit that, of course. But if you're talking about a $10,000 Ethereum, my gosh, how would you not see $20 or $25 XRP? And I know it sounds, it might sound wacky because XRP was at like 17 cents like half a year ago. I get it. This is crypto though, my friends. It would be weird if something weird didn't happen, don't you think? And so here's chart analyst Kaleo also talking about Ethereum. He wrote, LOL, some of you still don't believe $10,000 Ethereum is possible. And so Kaleo, and he's one of the more popular chart analysts out there too, now with 329,000 followers, it doesn't sound wacky to me. And I don't know, again, don't know if it's going to happen. I think it heavily depends on how high Bitcoin goes this market cycle, but it won't surprise me to see that. It's just you got to think bigger. It's like for so many people, it's like something is impossible unless it is what is already happening right now. Like that's how people feel though. It's some people are just not visionary. Now the visionaries, I think that they can see that, and so you might be one of them listening to this. But there are so many people that just aren't. And if it's something that is not what is already in reality, and they're just like, nah, it don't make no damn sense. Okay, all right. Thank you, non-visionary person. Carry on. Here's a tweet from chart analyst Michael Vandepop. And he's another very popular analyst. All of these guys are 349,000 followers. There's a reason these guys have the followings they do. But he wrote here, Ethereum bouncing from the first level of interest after the rejection of the crucial breaker. The market starts to stabilize and looks ready for volatility in the coming weeks. I'm suggesting bullish momentum. And so my friends, to anybody that thinks that we're in a bear market or it's time to have cry, sad time, you might want to rethink that. Because way more probable than not, we're still in a bull market, and it's just a matter of time until things start ramping up again. And so whether it takes weeks or months or whatever, I'm just going to wait out all of the useful idiots that drive the volatility, and my strategy is to just sit around and do nothing with my crypto. Absolutely nothing. Because people, with their emotions, they feel like they must do something, because doing something feels better, at least they think it will feel better, than doing nothing. But data shows that the people that just hodl and do nothing outperform people that try to time the market or try their hand at trading. Because people get impatient. Like if nothing's exciting is happening for a while, like you want to move your money around, try something else, and it feels good to take action to do something, but data says that you're likely just screwing yourself, frankly. Here's a tweet from chart analyst DIY Investing. Another one about Ethereum. I wasn't kidding you guys. Everybody's talking about Ethereum today. And I don't mind it either, because again, I don't talk about Ethereum a ton, like I said, but I do pay attention to it. And I want to see how high it goes, because I would not be surprised to see Ethereum peak before XRP. And so if I see Ethereum seriously get to $10,000, I'll be sitting there wondering, okay, fine, win $20 XRP. That's what I'll be asking myself, because I'll be curious, like, is it going to hit that if that happens? And so here's what DIY wrote. Ethereum looks a lot like Litecoin did in 2017 before our blow-off top to end the run. We also made this same pattern at the break of the previous all-time highs. Coincidence? Obviously not. And here's the chart that he shared. And so you can see this red and green one here. This is Ethereum going back to, I guess it's probably, 2017. And... actually, you know what? If I could cite this too, where I'm circling right here, this was the parabolic bull run of late 2017 and early 2018. It looks like a blip on the radar now, but that was insane price action right there. It was absolutely bonkers seeing Ethereum go from, I can't remember what it was at the start of the cycle. Was it under 100? Probably $50. I can't remember honestly, but ran up to like I think $1,400. It was just the crazy stuff. Yeah, I guess it must have started even lower than that. I'm way off, actually. If you talk about the true beginning of the cycle, I'm not going to pull up for this video. It doesn't matter. I'm just speaking off the top of my head. But suffice it to say, a tremendous run. And now you see what it's done just to this point. And this black line, this is Litecoin's previous price action overlaid on top of Ethereum. And I wanted to highlight this for a couple reasons. First of all, we're talking about Ethereum here because I think it has broad implications for where XRP might go in terms of price action. But also, just to highlight again, we keep seeing the same patterns in all sorts of cryptocurrencies over and over and over again. And it's not coincidence. It's just more evidence that the market, in a general sense, moves in tandem. And it just, to me, seems, it's just my observations, having looked at this stuff for the last 3.5 years, that you do see a lot of similar price action, the way coins are treated, because people, frankly, part of it, I would think, would be because people are not sufficiently parsing out the differences between cryptocurrencies. I mean, some people care about fundamentals like I do and perhaps you do, but damn, there's so many people out there that they go wherever money happens to be flowing, and then more people FOMO and this and that, and they all get treated the same, so you get these similar chart patterns. It's the same people treating all the coins the same. Like, in a general sense, that's what it looks like to me. And so if Ethereum actually does this and reaches over $1 trillion market cap, I won't be surprised in the least. We'll see if it happens, but I won't be surprised in the least. Here's another tweet from DIY Investing. The top indicator for Bitcoin is when they finally get an ETF pass. That would be an exchange-traded fund. And then he wrote, futures opening in 2018. And by the way, I want to mention there, he means 2017. That has to be a typo. But he wrote, futures opening in 2018, he means 2017, was the exact top for Bitcoin because it gave institutions the ability to short for the first time. ETF will be the same thing, in my opinion. Paper trading for Bitcoin is just pure manipulation. Yeah, and indeed, this is one of the things that I've been waiting for. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it seems inevitable. There will be a Bitcoin ETF here in the United States. And so what he was talking about as far as Bitcoin futures, which occurred in 2017, here's a headline from CNBC, December 17th, 2017. So this is right at the height of Bitcoin. He wasn't kidding. When it hit just about $20,000 last market cycle. The headline is, Bitcoin debuts on the world's largest futures exchange and prices fall slightly. Now, here's the thing about this, though. Like, the news about this happening, and I'm pulling from memory here, admittedly, but I believe the news broke on this at least weeks before it actually happened, which is what led Bitcoin, one of the things anyway, that was attributed, right or wrong, attributed to Bitcoin running from about $10,000 all the way up to about $20,000 over the course of several weeks. I think that timing's right. If not, you can correct me in the comment sections. It's fine. Like I said, I'm pulling from memory here. But it's fascinating to see that. Because it's another one of those things. It's like buy the rumor, sell the news. Like the price was baked into so like you think this hits, and then you're going to see this big price action. Prices actually fell. Like that was the top of the Bitcoin bubble, and it popped and then it deflated. And so I won't be surprised if there's an ETF that gets approved this market cycle. Just the news of it, my gosh, that's what you should watch for. That's when the money's really going to start flowing in, perhaps if it's going to. But then you know, when it starts, assuming it happens during this market cycle, so it's a lot of ifs, admittedly. Yeah, I wouldn't expect that to be, you know, like the catalyst to make it go up even further. I'd kind of be surprised, because typically what I see with stuff like that, it's just a buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. And then there was this tweet from the blockchain backer: explosive setup on altcoin market. And and he made it very clear that he continues to believe it's highly probable the bottom is in. We're not going to see lower prices, you know, before the final leg up of this market cycle, which I'm ready for, frankly. I'm happy to get this party moving on along here. And then he also wrote the following: once again, market cap stays red all day long and then closes green in final hours. I believe that's the 5th time in the last 7 days it has done that. And in watching his number of his recent videos, he's been talking about a fair bit about that. And why is that? Is it intentional manipulations? Why are humans acting like this? I don't know, but indeed, this has occurred. So it's just an observation. I don't have anything additional to add. I just found it interesting and thought I'd throw it in for those of you that hadn't seen his latest video on that. But it is what it is. Regardless, though, just to wrap this all up, I'm excited to see what happens with XRP here. We have not seen the best and most exciting times yet, so there's a lot to look forward to here. I firmly believe that. And if I'm wrong, fine. It goes to zero and I lose everything. Okay, maybe that happens. But I don't think so. I have strong conviction about this. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, but I am going to wrap this one up. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.